Hey guys, and welcome back to my bump date. Today is my last and final bump date. It is my last week being pregnant, which is insane. Today I am 39 weeks pregnant, and this bump date is going out a few days earlier than usual because I am getting induced in a few days. And this time next week I will have a baby. So that's why this video is out a little bit earlier, and I wanted to get it out for you guys. Today, right now, I am 39 weeks, and I'll be getting induced soon, and I am just so excited. I can't believe this is my last bump that I'll be filming with you guys. My next video will be me with my baby, which is just insane to think about. I am beyond ecstatic. This time next week, I should be coming home from the hospital and having my baby, which is just, I had no idea this was gonna happen. No idea this was gonna happen, and I still can't even imagine it actually happening, but that's what's happening. This is my last and final bump date and my last and final week being pregnant. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. I have quite a few updates for you guys. Obviously, this week's a little bit crazy for me, but I'm so glad I get to talk to you guys one more time about it all. Obviously, for those of you who may have been maybe new or not following along, I am getting induced before 40 weeks, which is April 9th for me. I'm getting induced mostly because I'm high risk. I'm high risk for low PAP-A because of low PAP-A, preeclampsia, low birth weight, preterm labor, etc., etc. I also just have abnormal AFP. So overall, my doctor just really didn't want me to go past 40 weeks. And the date that we ended up choosing was just convenient for her and for myself because she's actually on a trip right now. So we scheduled my induction date to be when she comes back and whatnot. So obviously I'm just really excited for that. But before we jump into all that and my recent doctor appointment, I'll talk about Jackson, my baby, how he's doing. Seems like he's doing really good, guys. He is so comfortable inside of me. I think he loves it. I would love for him to, do something like drop down or engage, but obviously he is just really comfortable in there, and he still kicks so much. He passes his NSTs every time with flying colors. It's been amazing to have a high-risk pregnancy that also has not been scary. I'm considered high risk, but I just have loved that throughout this entire pregnancy, I haven't really been that scared. And every time I go to my NSTs, I'm like, oh, this could be the one. And every time my baby passes them so well. And it's been really comforting that I've been, closely monitored, but nothing scary has actually happened for me. And I just feel super thankful for that. We're just gonna hope that follows into my labor and delivery also. So obviously at 39 weeks pregnant, they estimate the baby is between 7 to 8 pounds. I have no idea if that's correct. We will find out soon enough. I can't fathom Jackson being 8 pounds, but I feel like when I have him, he will be around 7.5 pounds. That's kind of like my guess. My guess is like 7 pounds, 7 ounces, and that's kind of like where Carlos' guess lies around too. We don't think he'll be 8 pounds. I can't imagine that me being as small as I am will produce that big of a baby. But I do think since I'm going to be almost 40 weeks by when I deliver him, that I do think he'll be close to 8 pounds, but not 8 pounds. I will be very shocked, guys, if he's 8 pounds. They say he's between 19 and 21 inches long, and that we are officially on the labor watch. Obviously, I've already been on labor watch for the past week or two, but nothing's happened. But it's at 39 weeks, it's almost go time, and that you're basically just about there. I hope so. It says that one of the big things happening at 39 weeks pregnant is that your baby's body isn't growing that much, but his brain is. It's already 30% bigger than it was just 4 weeks ago, which is awesome. It just means that he's ready to come out, it sounds like. Whenever you're ready, Jackson. Whenever you're ready. Your baby has likely reached his birth weight of somewhere between 6 and 9 pounds, about a third of which is counted for by his head, which is my biggest worry, guys. I'm so worried he's gonna have a really big head. I do feel like my recent doctor visit kind of discouraged me a little bit when it came to that, but I've heard so many stories that the head size does not matter and that it does not affect whether your ability to have a vaginal birth or not. But it still worries me. And obviously the baby this week is the size of a canary melon. I could not find a canary melon to save my life. That is basically as close as I could get to one. I showed it to you guys in the beginning of my bump date. That's why I'm not gonna grab it right now. Also, it weighs like a ton. It was over there, right there, you see it? That's it. That's what the size he is, which is humongous. So maybe he is that big, but I cannot find a canary melon, guys. I looked and looked and I was like, It's not happening, okay? Last week, he's whatever that thing is, all right? So now let's talk about me. Of course, I've had a rough week. I always tell you guys that, but this week's been a little bit harder. Specifically, today has been a little bit harder for me. I have so much pelvic pain. I don't know why I have so much pelvic pain. It's right in the front of my pelvic bone, it feels like. It's very uncomfortable. Makes it really hard to do a lot of stuff. But I'm just feeling really discouraged today. I know I'm smiling and I'm telling you guys all this stuff, but you know, I did have a doctor visit today and it definitely did not go as planned. As you guys know, at my 37-week appointment, I got news that I was 0 centimeters dilated, 0% effaced, you know, not much improvement. And that was 2 weeks ago. So today I went to my 39-week checkup and I was really excited. I've been doing a lot these past 2 weeks, I feel like, to help dilate myself naturally, like bouncing on the ball daily for hours, honestly, going on long walks, eating foods that I think would do it, like dates, and drinking pineapple and eating pineapple. And I went to my 39-week appointment today and they told me that I am still 0 centimeters dilated, which means my cervix is completely closed. She says I am not effaced at all. She says my cervix is a little bit soft, which I guess is cool, but that's basically just like normal for a pregnant woman. Your cervix is a little bit soft. But yeah, not much improvement there. Baby is not engaged. He is head down, but not engaged at all. He's still pretty high up here. I can always feel him up my ribs, so I kind of figured that already. And I definitely left the appointment just a little bit discouraged because I was really hoping that before my induction that I would be dilated some to avoid too much intervention, basically. I was really hoping I heard that, you know, when you get induced, it can be kind of painful and worse, and it's even worse when you are 0 centimeters dilated. So I was really hoping today that I would be at least 2 centimeters or even 1 centimeter, 3 centimeters, something. But obviously I got the news today that I am not anything, which means I'm probably walking into my induction with absolutely 0, and I'm gonna have to start from scratch, which I think will be the hardest part of my induction. Obviously that scares me and kind of freaks me out. But I've been trying to read positive birth stories because when I got home today and I was crying, I was really upset. I just was like, okay, I need to get out of this and snap out of it and start looking at people who have been in similar situations and have had successful birth stories, because a lot of stories you read are just scary stories. They go, oh, I did that and it was horrible, I had a horrible experience, and I'm really hoping to avoid that. So the next few days before my induction, I'm going to try to go into everything with a positive attitude. So yeah, my induction, I've told you guys about that induction. I do have it scheduled, and the plan for the induction is to start me on Cytotec that I'll take orally, and hopefully when I take Cytotec, my body will naturally dilate to 3 centimeters with that. And if my body can dilate to 3 centimeters, then we'll start me on Pitocin, eventually like break my water, bada bing bada boom, have a baby. That's the ideal plan, at least. Another discouraging thing that my doctor told me today, well, it wasn't my doctor, this was a different doctor. My other doctor is currently on vacation, and my doctor that I saw today told me that she thinks my birth canal is small. I don't know what that means. I've never heard of somebody telling anybody that. But she thinks my birth canal is small. I don't know what that means, though. Let me know if any of you have ever been told that by your doctor, if it meant anything. Do you guys feel like she should have told me that? I feel like that was a little bit discouraging on top of the already being 0 centimeters dilated and 0% effaced. And then she threw out that my birth canal looks small and that the baby's head looks bigger, basically, than what my birth canal would be. She didn't say that he's big, just that, like, in relation to my birth canal, she made it seem like, you know, that he wouldn't be able to fit through it. So that was a little bit discouraging. I do right now feel like I'm being a little bit set up for failure, but I'm not, again, that's why I'm trying to look at positive birth stories right now, because I just feel like I left today very, like, okay, this is going to be really hard, and this is going to be, like, really difficult, and I feel like that doctor I saw today, she's not my actual OB, thankfully, but that doctor I saw today kind of just gave me that feeling of, like I can't do it. So that was really sad. If you guys hear me sniffling like this, it's because I was crying earlier over all this. This was very sad for me. But I am trying to get into a better mindset now about it. Overall, though, I'm just really excited that no matter what, I'm going to end up with a baby, and he's going to be a healthy baby no matter what. I just have to get to that. I'm just really worried about my labor being difficult, but at the end of it, I think what's going to push me through it is just knowing that at the end of it all, I have my baby, and he's going to be fine and perfect. I got acid reflux, guys. That's also one of my symptoms. Acid reflux and heartburn from like everything I eat. Obviously, I've still been having contractions, but they don't really mean much. It's just mostly like false labor that I've been having. I did lose my mucus plug. Little TMI for you guys, I did lose my mucus plug a couple days ago, and that was really interesting. I mean, it doesn't always mean much. It doesn't really necessarily mean that labor is near, but it was interesting just to see my body finally do something that would maybe potentially mean that I'm going into labor eventually. It doesn't mean I'm going to labor soon. It just, you know, it was just nice to have something happen, because I feel like my body's done nothing. And so when I lost my mucus plug, I was like, hey, we're doing something. There it is, see? Guys, that's just crazy that this time next week, I'm gonna be having a baby in my arms one way or another. I don't know if it's gonna be through how I want or the way I hope it goes, but one way or another, I'm gonna have a baby, and this is my last bump date. I will be having him before our due date. I don't want to tell you guys the exact date yet, because it could still change. I have like an induction date, but you know, oftentimes you call for your induction date and they might delay it a day or two. So I don't want to tell you guys, because I don't want to be like saying it and then it doesn't happen. But just know, soon I'm having the baby and I won't be making another bump date. That's how close it is. You guys can do with that with your information. You guys can do with that information? You guys can do that with that information. Never mind, you guys know what I mean. Anyways, guys, I actually think that's it for today's bump date. I'm just really excited. I could use lots of encouragement and advice down below and support. If any of you can relate to what I've been going through at all, I would love that. I like reading people's personal stories about it all. It really is encouraging for me, and I would love that. Again, leave your guys' final guesses down below of when you guys think he'll be born, what you guys think he'll weigh, and all that good stuff. How long do you think he'll be? I want to see your guys' guesses below, because who knows, I'm sure one of you will be correct. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Not bump date, my next video. Smash that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.